Hey RockPoint, Shawn here with your daily devotion. And I want to talk to you about something today that is kind of near and dear to my heart because I teach often on how to talk to your Mormon friends, your LDS friends and your neighbors. And I keep hearing a common theme since I've been here in Queen Creek and around Chandler and around Gilbert and the common theme is this, is that your Mormon friend is saying that they are in fact Christians too. But here's the thing. See, it's important to know the doctrine or the theologies or the things that define you as a Christian. Sure, you have a testimony and that's important and everyone needs to have one of those, but you see that everyone, for the most part, who's had some sort of spiritual experience have some form of a testimony. In fact, Mormons and your Jehovah's Witness friends and Muslims, and I could go on, but they all have a testimony. So something else has to kind of define from within our testimony. And the thing that I want to talk to you about today is what defines us in our testimony is in fact that Jesus Christ is God. And so when we testify about our faith in Jesus, we're saying that Jesus Christ is in fact God, not a God. Because see, your Mormon friends who would say that they're Christians too, they don't believe that Jesus Christ is in fact God. They believe that he is a God. See, that's really different. That's the difference between the theology of monotheism, meaning one God, and the versus the theology of polytheism, meaning that there's more than one God. You see, Mormons, they believe that there's more than one God because, in fact, they believe Jesus is a different God from God the Father. See, as Christians, it's one of our fundamentals or one of the essentials of our beliefs that we believe that, in fact, Jesus Christ is God, not a God. And he was God from all time and eternity. And so I want to share with you one verse today, actually two, but the main verse is from the Apostle John. And see, the time that John had with Jesus, he spent almost 3 years with Jesus, shoulder to shoulder, doing ministry together, understanding more about the character and the qualities and attributes of Jesus Christ. And his response to that was, in fact, that Jesus Christ is God. And the very first thing that he wants to communicate to the entire world is that Jesus Christ is God. And I want to read this verse to you now. It's in John 1:1. It says, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God." So in the beginning was the Word, meaning Jesus, and the Word was with God, meaning with his Father, and the Word was God, meaning God. That Jesus Christ was in fact God. You see, that's what distinguishes us as Christians from the rest of the religious world, is that in fact Jesus Christ is God. And then John goes on, here's the second verse I wanted to share with you. In verse 14, it says, "And the Word became flesh." And so this idea of God becoming flesh, in verse 14, "and dwelt among us. And we have seen his glory, the glory of the only Son from the Father, full of grace and truth." And so again, church, what I wanted to encourage you with today is this. If you come across your Mormon friend, your neighbor, someone across the street from you, because there's a 60% chance that it's more than likely that they are LDS, and they say and they claim that they're Christians too, see, the thing is that they're not Christians too. Because what defines us as being a Christian from within our testimony, as we testify of how Jesus Christ has come into our life, we're saying God himself has come into our life. Not a God, but the God has come into our life to dwell with us and to be with us. And here's one last thing I want to leave you with, because we're getting into almost 5 minutes here, and that's a little too long, but here you go. You see, if you're talking to your Mormon friend and you have this conversation with them, here's what I want you to ask them. If I walk away from this conversation right now, can I go and claim to be a Mormon? Of course they're going to say no. Well, why? Because their response will be because you don't believe what Mormons believe. So you can't go and claim to be a Mormon. So your response should be, when you walk away from this conversation with me right now, please don't claim that you're a Christian because you don't believe what Christians believe. God bless you guys. Have a great day.